So happy spring, first of all. Today is the first day of spring in the northern hemisphere. And we've been having spring-like conditions on and off for almost a month now. But today, the first day of spring, it's cold. It's like, man, where's my coat? I should have worn my coat today. Um, But I wanted to give you a update about my brother as I'm leaving the apartment right now. I came over here this morning, and was I running late or on time? I was kind of like on time-ish. And so I got over here, and it was about 7, a little after 7. And I got to the apartment. Sorry of all the jingling. Recognize that people hear a lot of that jingling. Real. I got here a little after 7, and he wasn't there. And I'm gonna be a little honest. I started panicking because this was the pattern of him doing the exact same thing the last times he went and dialed 911. And because it is a celestial event, being it the spring equinox, when we get our tilting of the earth a certain kind of way, I had like I was really feeling like, oh my gosh, like he is flipping out or whatever. Now I will say that some of our students were this week today too, actually having some issues. But anyway, so he wasn't there, and I started panicking, and I started texting him, calling him. I went and took a walk at least around the building, the apartment building, to see where he may be, because he might be out standing around walking or whatever. I did see one person walking their dog, actually 2 people walking their dog. And I went down to the clubhouse where we have access 24 hours to the clubhouse, so maybe he's in there. So I went down there. I did not see him. I started panicking because I was like, I can't. Today, of all days, I really just can't. I'm tired. Today is a magical day. I don't need time for this. I don't want time for this, And I was even thinking, I was like, if he dialed 911 again, I need to find a way to reach out to the hospital and just say, you know what, keep him, or send him to the psych ward or something, because I'm just really kind of done at that point. I was really just planning out what to do, because he keeps forgetting, or maybe not now, I don't know, not to dial 911 when he is in pain. I also thought he dialed 911 because he got some mail yesterday when I was dropping him off. We went to get tacos yesterday, and he was acting kind of funny or whatever. And he kind of wanted to like go do something else or whatever, even though he asked me to stay and help him with his phone or whatever. So he was acting kind of funny, especially once he got some mail. And I had a feeling like, well, there's something in this letter or whatever, since he disappeared this morning. And I wonder if it's something that he didn't want to see or know or hear or whatever. So he left the letter open on the counter, and I looked at it. It was his health benefits. And this is where it gets weird, because in the United States, we have to sign up for our health care or get it through our job. He is disabled, so he gets health care through Social Security, but then there's also other parts of healthcare that you can also sign up for. And again, it's so confusing. It is so muddled and tangled up, and I really hate it. I'm just going to be honest. I hate it. I hate it for us in the United States. Our healthcare system is such trash. Like, seriously. But anyway, he's been obsessed with trying to get a certain benefit where he gets to spend money at certain places. And when he was in Alabama, he used to be able to go to a drugstore and spend a certain amount of money, and they called it spendables, right? So, but now he's in Georgia, and that's yet another thing I just don't like about the healthcare system in the United States. We don't share the same healthcare systems. There's so many companies and there's so many things from state to state that change. It's like you can't even listen. You can't get sick in another state, even if you're visiting. Sometimes it's just like, are you kidding me? It's crazy. And so needed. He wants the spendables. He wants to be able to go to the drugstore and spend $25 a month or whatever. I don't know. So he keeps calling the company that offers the spendables in Alabama, and somehow these salespeople sold him a plan that I don't think they have the spendables on it. So he keeps waiting for this spendables that's not coming, and I see that the letter is just a kind of, it's not a bill, it's kind of just like an itemized list of what his healthcare is covering the previous month. And the thing is, he got a card that he asked me to activate, that I tried to activate, and I couldn't get it to work. And it started, now I just spent, I don't know, like almost an hour trying to work on it with this particular company. I think the company itself is kind of janky, quite honestly, because between me trying to get on the website, navigate through the website, calling somebody, and for a second there, I really thought I thought the people were AI, because it kept clipping in and out, and you can kind of tell, like it's like, it's almost like they hear certain words and then they clip you off, and then they start talking and then they clip off, and it's just like, is this a robot talking? You know? And so this company, it's not that great. I'm just put it out there. It's really not that great. And even though I think it really was a woman after a while, but the customer service, she tried to help, and I tried to explain like what is going on. So I'm on a website and she's on a different website, and then she's saying he's got this and this and this. Like, I don't see that on his account. Apparently we're on two different websites where he allegedly has benefits or something. So I kind of was just like, whatever. So I just ordered him a new card, because when he gets upset about things, he tends to throw things away. So he had a card. I think he figured out like he didn't get spendables or whatever, and he threw his card away. And like I said, he does that. I think he is getting better with that, managing his emotions. Um, and so he went for a walk while I was trying to work that out. And right before he went out for a walk, I asked him, I was like, would you be okay if you don't get spendables? He was like, I'll be okay. And so he went for his walk. I thought he was going to be going down to the cafe for a little bit, because I was going to try to leave, because I had already given his medicine. I was like, well, let me finish this at my house. But he was gone maybe 10 minutes and came back. So I was like, okay, cool. So I kept working. I called, customer service. We talked. I tried to talk to them, because, yeah, it just kept clipping on and off. Like, is this AI? Is this the future of healthcare, where we're talking to robots and trying to get help for our people and for yourself, and you got to talk to a robot? So I got, like I said, I ordered him a new card, and I still have to it's like dealing with unraveling a maze. And somebody who has, and my brother has schizophrenia, somebody who has schizophrenia, their mind is like that. And so they do things and they end up turning things into that. And it keeps reminding me that I need to do a video about realms of influence and magic. Because I feel like one of the things I try to teach people is that you are the company that you keep, or your influence or their influence influences you. And that might, for me, be yet another reason why I don't want to live with my brother or him living with me, because I don't want the realm of his chaotic magic right now influencing my life. Like, I want to be able to dip in and dip out, take care of him, and get him maybe to acclimate to some of my magic. Okay? Because that was another reason why today is so special to me. It's like the awakenings of things. And while I was outside in the dark, looking for my brother, I did see a bunny. I saw a bunny rabbit, and I was like, yeah. But I was looking for my brother. I was like, I hope he didn't die. Like, I was, again, kind of angry and late for work and all the things. But luckily, he did not um, dial 911. He went for an early morning walk. And he called me around 9 o'clock while I was at work, because I told him, I was like, just call me. I just need to know where you are. And so he did call me, and we talked for a little bit, and I told him, like, healthcare is complicated. You, like, don't worry, I'm gonna try to figure this out when I get back over there. And I felt so relieved, like, seriously, because I was just like, I'm hoping that he can get better. I know that he might not ever be 100%, but it looks like he can learn. It looks like he can adjust. And that's all I really ask for. Like, I see signs of him adjusting and being flexible enough to learn, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, so I printed out some things from work, and I brought him over. I showed him some stuff, and I said, look, if you are having pain, you call the nurse, because yet that's yet another issue with this healthcare system. There's so many things going on here, where this company, they only want you calling their people, which is, most healthcare system here in the States. And they don't want you, they want, basically, okay, they want to get the money from the government. I'm gonna just be honest. They want to be the money from the government, and then they will provide health care by, like, oh, you call the nurse. Here's this number, 1-800 24 hours. Call the nurse, instead of going to, like, a doctor. Even though they do have doctors, it seems like, because last night I started looking for things again for my brother, but it seems like they would rather you call their nurse. Hmm. Yeah, and my brother is reasonably physically healthy, except for his foot. Like I think I mentioned this, where he has a, like, he's had this since he was a kid or a baby, quite honestly. This um bunion. I'm gonna call it a super bunion. So he's had it since he was a little kid, right? And it's now, as he's older, he is a runner or former runner. He's having a lot of pain around that, So, um, and that's the thing that's bugging him right now. And then, of course, he's getting older. He doesn't realize he's middle aged. I think he knows the number, he is aware of it, but I don't think he realizes what that means. So, middle age means sometimes you get aches and pains, okay? And he doesn't like pain. I'm gonna just tell you now, he doesn't like pain. So, yeah, I'm just hoping that I can iron out his health care situation a little bit better, and it helps me figure out what can I do. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know. I don't know what questions to even ask to get what he needs for his care, you know? So I'm just doing a lot of research, because I just don't even know what kind of questions there is for me to ask to get him what he needs. But one thing I can do is get him a better shoe for his foot in his super bunion. Okay? All right, so the wind is really high now, and first day of spring is windy and cold, and there's storms coming. I know most of the southeast is bearing down for some storms. Let me go ahead and get out of this vehicle and take a shower and put on my jammies and call it a night. Even though it's still daylight. Look, People like me, I get up at 4 in the morning. So, all right. So, with that, I say take care, friends. Happy Easter, spring, Ishtar, all the things. It's not Easter yet, but you know what I mean. So, happy bun spring, chickies, duckies, all the babies. And yes, celebrate as you will. All right. Bye. Bye.